Yeah.
Or maybe this server, because it was set to default settings when I recorded on Wednesday.
Yeah, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Go figure. Morning, folks. We're having technical difficulties. I think that's appropriate, given that we're celebrating this live stream as the anniversary of Dan Paints Miniatures live streams. Wouldn't do to go well.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Why is Twitch showing me mascara ads? I don't need mascara. I've got wonderful long eyelashes.
Yeah, me too.
Is the envy of every woman and the bane of contact lenses.
Yes. Pretty sure every single significant partner I've ever had in my life has been envious to one degree or another to the length of my eyelashes. To which I've pointed out the contact lens problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't imagine attempting to get contact lenses in with glue on eyelashes.
Ugh.
It'd be like a fly in a Venus flytrap, wouldn't it?
It'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Plus also squishy and moist.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're going to have stick-on eyelashes, you're going to have stick-on fingernails.
That's it.
So, Pointy and Jabby.
Pointy and Jabby. So, feeding a fly to a Venus flytrap with chopsticks. Ah, very good. So, who were we last week? That's right.
Do you remember? I don't.
No, not a chance. I remember who I was yesterday.
Probably safer that way.
Probably. So, we did the second unit of we did the second unit of Barbarians on the live stream last week. So these ended up looking like this. Which are okay.
I think they look alright.
But there's a couple in there that are pretty badly cross-eyed. Never mind. That's what happens when you're attempting to do eyes after you've been doing gardening. Then during the week I painted these. So there's a packet of personalities that I was sent. So we've got a guy waving a couple of shiny metal sticks around, who also happens to have 3 daggers strapped to his chest, so he's all about the pointy.
Well, you can never have enough knives.
Absolutely. Thank you, Logan. Or do we attribute that to the dog man at the end? Never mind. We have a woman with pointy metal stick who's drawing a scorching line in the sand. Not sure what that's all about. She's obviously making a point or a line or both. Guy with a lot of big teeth and an axe. I presume he uses the axe to collect the teeth. So, I don't know. Maybe he's a dentist. Then we got a guy with a skull face and some bling and some arcane symbols on his clothes. So I'm assuming he's a rapper of some degree.
Maybe he's the next bilial surgeon to the dentist.
Possibly. I reckon this guy's probably 23 cent, or give or take, depending on the exchange rate.
Or as we like to call him in Zimbabwe, $3 billion.
470 rand. Oh, this is starting off well, isn't it? So here we have a guy with a hat full of feathers. That is not going to focus, is it? Hey. I tried to get the owl feather look on those. It's not.
It's there for a second. Yeah,
It's not too bad. And he has a bit of quilting and a very ornate bow. And a badge, because it's important to have a badge. And we got this guy who's wearing the remnants of a pig on his head.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could have painted it blue and made it a beastman.
Could have.
That seems to be a common theme. Is people wearing pigs on their heads or shoulders.
Say something about him being bored, but I'm going to move on. And the last personality was the cat, which I painted like a tiger. Which the camera doesn't do anywhere near justice to. Never mind. So I've moved on from barbarians to high elves. The barbarian blog post goes out some point tomorrow. I have got it scheduled, but it's for a weirdo time in Central American time, so I'm lost with time zones. We're back on standard time and they've gone to summertime and I just don't get it. Anyhow, so the last blog post to go up is high elves. So I've started on the high elves to do the photos for the blog posts for them. I've got a week to paint another 2 units. I spent time on these yesterday because they had their secret source applied. So given that most live streams sort of go up to the point where the secret source is applied and that's about it, I figured I might do the post secret source process today.
I think that'd be interesting.
And yeah, we watched a movie last night, so I didn't get as much evening time to paint as I would normally.
What movie? Was it any good?
Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, and yes, thoroughly enjoy it. Probably being the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
Righto, goggles on. So I'm going to do jewels first.
Well, it can't be elves without jewelry.
That's right. And this is absolutely the cheater's way to do jewels. So how did the rest of your week end up?
It was very, very, very quiet. I got very little done, and that's exactly what I wanted out of the week.
Good.
I finished most of that model kit that I've been working on for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To a point where yesterday I spent, nearly 2 hours just building the hands for it.
Right.
Seven pairs of hands. All multi-part assemblies with decals.
7 pairs of hands. That sounds like some weird kind of nightmare.
Well, they're interchangeable and posable.
Right, okay. So...
yeah, not the most stimulating thing to be doing. So I watched a movie while doing it.
Which movie?
Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01.
Right.
So between concentrating on building the model and keeping up with the subtitles,
yeah,
which don't find that hard, it took about an hour and 40 to 2 hours to just do the hands.
It sounds like good relaxing entertainment to me.
Oh, it's not a relaxing movie.
No, but...
it's torturous.
Right, okay.
Like, I enjoyed it, but it's a torturous movie. And the hands are kind of tedious and torturous. So
Fiddly?
oh, very fiddly. Especially when you consider that the decals are maybe 2 millimeter diameter metallic circles that need to be applied to the knuckles. But the application area is half that diameter. So you've got overhang on the sticker. It's just... I lost a couple of them, but fortunately they give you spares on the sheet.
I think perhaps they recognise that that isn't the easiest thing in the world to do.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to finding little brass dot things on something in the near future.
The seat of your pants.
I'd make a joke, but I won't. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically what I got up to yesterday.
So, do you reckon the number of hours you've put into that model kit, you've got your movie equivalent value out of it?
The box is $139 or so.
Mm-hmm.
By my entertainment per hour scale that I've discussed once before and am not going to go back over again. That's about half an hour's worth of entertainment.
Yeah.
Seeing as how I got
We got
3
2
to
hours
4
out of
times just out of the hands. Yeah, I've probably sunk 10 or 15 hours into the kit, which isn't too bad. I've really stretched it out. I've known people to bash these things out in a day, and it's just not fun.
Yeah. Well, we use slightly different scales. Again, we don't have to discuss the differences between them, but I go on about $10 an hour because that's about what a movie is at the cinema. If you
and
use
even by that
cheap
scale, I've got
seats.
my values out of it.
So,
Yeah, although can't remember the last time I saw a movie in cheap seats.
At the cinema? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to see the third of the Fantastic Beasts next weekend. I'm pretty sure we're doing gold class for that.
Yeah, well, if you're going to stick your butt somewhere that someone else has been sticking theirs, you may as well at least be comfortable instead of dirty.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm curious, have you cancelled your speed paints order and
No,
reordered them to someone who has them in stock?
no. No, I haven't. I was tempted to, but I did not.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I saw an email from War and Peace through the week saying, we've got speed paint still in stock.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm sure there are some people that are bleeding about the fact that there is a distributor here that's had them stuck on the docks for a month.
well, that's what happens when you import things with drugs.
So,
Although apparently there is go slows on the docks at the moment, so who knows?
yeah, what I decided to do instead was to some experimentation with my airbrush.
Oh yeah.
Because I've got all of those airbrush paints, like the entire airbrush paint kit, set, mega set, call it what you like. So that Earth-Dawn figure that I painted had 3 layers of airbrush done to it before I took to it with the brush. So I basically did a Xenothor using metals because I wanted a metallic underbase, and then I wanted to be able to draw or paint the swirlies, and unfortunately for me the black contrast was a bit heavier than I wanted it to be, so it's all there and it's all really nice and subtle and everything like that, but it doesn't photograph particularly well.
Okay.
So anyhow, the only person I got any feedback from was Don.
Oh yeah. What did he think?
He thought it was great.
Well, that's good.
So
That's two of us.
if the artist that came up with the concept tells you it's great, it's good enough. And nobody else has complained, so there you go. I'm moving on now. I've got the orc and the Vergigorm to do. And nobody will give me any pointers as to what they want from the Vergigorm, so I'm afraid it's probably going to be a disaster.
Well, that's relative.
Well, the thing is supposed to be the ultimate horror, so I figure it'll just be the ultimate horror to paint too. Whose idea was it to paint eyeballs in 15mm?
I don't know. I'm not the one holding the brush at the moment.
Good grief. So you're going to make your long weekend mirror your week?
I kind of hope so. Maybe it'll be a little bit more painting over the course of the long weekend. But that will probably be on Monday.
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing some audio editing last night and today. Maybe, but unlikely to have something ready for release tomorrow at the usual time.
Yeah, I've got some catching up to do.
Don't worry about it so much. I mean, it's not going anywhere, and if you catch up to the new stuff, then you're all out again. And
I put you under pressure. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
excuse
me. Do you want to understand just how sad I am? The thing I've been watching, or the thing I watched all day yesterday while I was doing these guys, plus other things, I assembled a Tau Piranha actually yesterday as well.
Jeez. Busy.
Yeah. The reason I assembled the Tau Piranha is because it didn't fit on the top of the stack. So I'm like, oh well, if I assemble it, then it can go in a different drawer and my stack isn't untidy. So there you go, sadness number one. But, I've been watching a complete replay of the 2018 running of the Le Mans 24 hours.
Ooh.
So I've got literally what am I? I'm four and a bit hours in. So I've got a few more days watching out of that to go.
Well, yeah, I suppose if you break it up, you can do it over a week.
Yep.
It's one of those events that I'm technically interested in, but I will never ever sit down to watch more than a highlights package. Maybe once every 5 years.
I don't know that there's anybody in the world that's ever seen all 24 hours of 24 hours of Le Mans. I'm not sure it's possible.
Yeah, not even the drivers.
No, absolutely not. They have to sleep.
Well,
just not while they're in the car, because that would be bad.
Well, yeah. I was just thinking there are ways to get around it, but it's probably best not to discuss them on stream.
No doze at 300 k's an hour.
I wish caffeine had that effect on me.
Yeah. We were discussing that at a farewell lunch for a colleague on Thursday.
How many years experience?
Of the colleague,
Yeah.
he was a contractor, so 6 months.
Well, that's not so bad. 6 months, you get a lunch out of it.
Oh no, we each had to pay. That wasn't put on by the company. Let's not get carried away. Yeah, I do between 4 and 5 cans of caffeinated drink a day, and I don't have any trouble going to sleep. What I have trouble with is at 3 a.m. when I wake up, is going back to sleep. Gotta love insomnia.
Well, you say that.
No, I don't love it at all.
Yeah.
Because I have a pain ailment, and one of the remedies for the pain ailment is proper sleep. So unfortunately, one compounds the other. Oh, fun moment yesterday. Walking the dogs first thing in the morning, because I'm walking the dogs first thing in the morning at the moment. 6.5 k's before I do anything else.
Okay.
Where I walk is a walking track that runs along Dandenong Creek, because we live on the edge of the Dandenong Valley. And we're on our return leg yesterday, and out of the bush hops an eastern grey at a point where the creek is close to the path. And it initially hops towards us and then stops when it sees us, and then sort of hesitates as to whether it's going to go back into the bush where it came from or head in the opposite direction. Anyhow, it ends up heading in the opposite direction. And of course, I've got a combined weight of 55 kilos worth of dog, and they're tethered together on a Y lead, and they've got 8 points of contact with the ground. I've only got 2. And apparently good-sized kangaroos are a lot more exciting than rabbits are, and rabbits are the most exciting thing in the world, don't you know? And it's like, I've had a really poor neck ever since because these 2 idiots attempted to pull my arm out of its socket for the next 10 minutes. So yeah, fun.
Time to find a new walking track.
No, it's a beautiful thing to walk, and it's actually the first roo I've ever seen in 18 months.
Well, apparently deer in where I've been walking recently, but
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I've never seen a carcass because it's next to a major road, and yeah, there's deer signs. Apparently they're there, but never seen any sign of them.
So here's a question for you. Violet eyes for high elves? Gold? Light blue? Silver? Just not red, black, dark blue, or green. Like, not this end. I think orange would look silly too.
How about violet?
All right.
You don't want to do pink eye.
I did that on the obsidian. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Where's the camera? Not gonna focus, is it? Though, where am I? Oh,
Oh, you finally... That's a very, very fine point.
It is extremely fine point.
How much does that set of pens set you back?
30.
Well, thank you, Lars, for that wonderful tip.
For that very fine tip.
I see what you did there.
Oh, believe me, you can't laugh when you're doing this. And because they're a very fine tip, you can make a very big mess. And you go, but wait, that doesn't work. No, it's ink. Oh, that one's not that good.
Oh, good heavens, that was a big stretch. Oh, just a very big stretch in which I needed both of my arms. Probably the best, so I couldn't grumble into this here microphone.
Stretch to talk?
I don't think we want that. I wonder whatever happened to aerobics Oz style. And all those similar sorts of shows.
They're all still on, I reckon. Probably be yoga Oz style by now. Or Pilates.
Well, I mention it because of all the horrible noises my body makes while I'm doing exercises or similar, and I'm thinking, what a great thing for those noises to be picked up on a microphone and then broadcast to the entire world. Also, video of me doing it.
Reckon there'd be a bit of post-production going on there.
Well, maybe. I don't really remember those. Like, I haven't seen any of those shows since I was a kid. I don't think they have them anymore.
My ex-wife used to buy that kind of thing on video.
$29.95 and a new one once a month.
Yes. I don't think she ever watched them. That wasn't the point. The point was she was getting fit.
I'm trying to be a good boy today.
I'm not. Apparently, the dog's decided to bark at something random.
Well, that's fair enough.
Oh, my goodness me.
Oh. I was wondering what had gone on. I was just waiting for the video to catch up.
And the pot of paint didn't spill. So,
Lucky it wasn't Null Oil.
yeah, it was null oil. That would have been a disaster. But, because it's Stormhost Silver, I don't think it even moved in the pot.
No, it's probably not. Oh, I want donuts.
Oh, donuts.
Sorry.
Joe cooked a chocolate cake yesterday. It was just a packet mix, but
She tortures you with these things.
I torture myself. That's all right. I made her put the vast majority of it in the freezer, so I only ate 3 pieces.
I think you've shown admirable restraint.
Yeah, that would have been great, except for that half a packet of corn chips. That was very
Again,
bad.
admirable restraint.
Why? Because it wasn't a whole packet of corn chips.
Yeah, like me.
Right. So that's PostSecret Source process is done. So we've done, well, actually, possibly not. Let's do some different hair color. Because at the moment they're all blondies. Purple-eyed blondies. So that guy's now 80s rocker. These guys have a fearsome amount of hair.
Is his hair tied to the hilt of his sword?
I don't know that it's tied. I think it's just Fabio flicked.
Strawberry blonde.
Yeah. One of those is enough. Give this guy a pink rinse.
Nothing wrong with pink hair.
Nothing at all. especially if it matches your pink eyes.
You need to do one of these guys with just black roots.
You should have done that on the leader model. Righto. So here's the part there. Doesn't come out all that well, but never mind. It can be just a little joke.
Well, elves are vainglorious, aren't they?
Absolutely. You've been staring in a mirror for 800 years.
Damn it. I took an antihistamine about 50 minutes ago and it hasn't kicked in yet. Well, the antihistamine part hasn't kicked in. The drowsy part has.
Yeah, right. You've just summed up Saturday morning.
I reckon so.
Any morning, actually. Alright. Last one of these. And we'll get on to the bases. So that's what the bases look like. They've been sprayed black. And the reason for that is just to give them a key so that the polyfiller or spac filler or whatever you want to call it sticks.
Any particular reason for using black? Is it just what was handy?
I don't know, I just always have. So when I'm finished, I do the rim in black. So you could make an argument that it makes that process a bit easier, but I don't think it does necessarily. So there's no reason. When I bought spray last time, I bought 3 cans of black. So there you go.
I was just wondering. I use white brush on primer.
Yeah.
But that's me because that's what I bought.
Yeah, but these are rattle canned, so they're not an acrylic, and that's because the bases are printed out of ABS, so the acrylic primers don't stick to it terribly nicely.
I haven't had that experience myself.
Really?
Yeah. Like the
stuff I've sent you,
Oh,
you've just brushed on the primer and it sticks okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I've had it.
Don't dilute it any.
I've had
Just
it pulled and
straight out
run.
of.
So, well, there you go. Good. Use the acrylic. Do that.
Good afternoon, Ross.
Good afternoon or good morning, as the case may be.
How are you, Ross?
I'm feeling pretty good.
How's Carol? Is her back getting better?
She's taking it monumentally easy today, so that hopefully the weekend won't be a total loss.
Right. So
The main reason for me popping on at the moment is that there has been a new edition revealed on our web store.
Oh.
And while Maddie quickly looks that up, I need feedback from you, Dan, and Todd for the draft Interceptor update.
Right.
That is up there to just double check things before releasing the coupon code to our backers.
So
not to disrupt your painting or anything like that.
I'm not painting. I'm gluing. So give me a sec. Just before the super glue goes off and this all turns into a really horrible mess.
Well, could I have timed it more awkwardly?
Possibly.
Okay, well, I'll have to try again then.
You know what they say about trying.
I have to admit, I've tried really, really hard to force myself to stop buying a copy of this new edition on the store because I've already bought
Maddie. Here, take this down, Maddie.
No, don't read it out over the air.
You have to be registered to the shop, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, they do that anyway. I mean,
capital GID, all caps there. Underscore 47 underscore Interceptor with a capital I underscore capital P.
I got as far as Interceptor underscore.
Ends with a capital P.
Okay.
Rulebook Milestone. Yeah, update looks alright to me. Assuming that's the update you wanted me to look at.
Well, yep, that's the only one that we have up there that hasn't been published yet.
So yeah. Update 14. Yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay.
So if you can get a hold of Todd, he can put his tick of approval on it, or not.
Yeah, he's probably eating dinner.
He's in Florida.
7 o'clock, so he's after dinner. And he's online, so.
He's probably enjoying a little bit of Crocodile. Although it'd be some kind of gator in Florida, wouldn't it? Or a caiman.
I guess alligators. I don't know if we've got that many crocodiles in North America.
And they'd be, no offence, but they'd be wimpy and pathetic compared to the ones that we've got in far north Queensland. How big does a salty get? I think they get to 6 meters or something. Something stupid.
I've seen a 5.
Yeah. I mean, they're big animals.
Yeah, but 5 and 6 meters. That's not having folks with guns and airboats probably helps them achieve.
I don't know that the guy in the airboat had lived very long. Never mind.
Todd says he's looking at it now.
Cool. That's a heck of a milestone, Ross.
Yes, it is. I was just thinking this afternoon about it was 14 months ago where we had our rules revelation.
Some idiot posted a rough draft set of rules, and it was like, maybe we should do that.
Well, we all started it by having the trivia contest at
that's actually where it did start, was the trivia contest at Fredonia Con. It was watching you unbox stuff. We'd already been working on it, 3.5, 4 months by that point?
Are you downloading now, Maddie?
It's just completed.
Here you go.
I see your successful transaction, shall we say.
So open it up, flick to a random page, and find a typo, because that's just what happens.
Anyhow, yes, that's the major accomplishment of the day.
So the mechanics of the process are all in place.
Yep, and we have our first successful redemption.
There you go. You've been bumped up from number 3 to number 1, Maddie.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ross. Now Dan will have to learn how to edit video and cut out that code.
I'm not going to bother.
Like I said, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
How many viewers at the moment?
Including the 2 of you, 3. It never really got off the ground. I think the most we've had, is online at any one time. I think it was 5. And that was a day where you and James and Todd and Clee were kicking around. Those heady days are gone. Still,
well, we'll see what happens when people ask us who painted those models.
Right, so it goes from 3 to 2.
Oh, and Maddie's gonna bail on you because of that?
Oh no, Maddie already seen me paint them. No, it's such a niche. It's a case in point. I posted a picture to Instagram yesterday. So, I've posted dozens upon dozens of images of Demonworld and different painted miniatures and all that kind of stuff. And last night I just posted one of Infinity with the Infinity tags on it, and I immediately get 3 times as many likes. So, it's until the product's in the marketplace and it has any kind of recognition, you just don't get any penetration on platforms like that.
Hence our problem.
That's our problem. It's getting it in front of people's eyes. So,
Start tagging everything on Kickstarter with Dungeons and Dragons 5e.
Yeah, it's in the first line of the description is sorry, we were kidding. Yeah. We haven't heard anything back from the manufacturer from the last set of comments.
No.
No. Righto.
There's a whole bunch of stuff getting ready to be sent to us, though. One package directly to Morgan. I think I'm supposed to see the dice and whatever else they've got ship-wise, fighter-wise.
Right. So presumably they've been working on more than that one mold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all coming to you, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No, it took, only like 4 days last time to ship something, so.
Yeah. I thought they'd had... I thought the local operations had sorted all of that stuff out, and, we were back down to overnight deliveries interstate and all that kind of stuff. Oh, dear Lord, no. I had something go to one of the local depots on Monday this week, and it's still there. So, no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I doesn't even bear thinking about. I don't think we're as bad now as we were, but our postal service is going through all kinds of rigmarole, let's call it, and so sometimes stuff gets there in the 2 or 3 days you expect. Sometimes it doesn't, and you just can't tell.
No. And ours, we've still got rolling shortages because there are companies that are still going through COVID protocols. It's like half a dozen staff members come down with protocol, and all of a sudden they can't ship anything because their production floors are shut down. So it's still a factor.
Mm-hmm.
At least our fuel prices have come down.
What are they here at the moment?
I filled the bike Thursday for, I think it was about $1.80 a litre, I think. But that's for 98 premium, so knock 20 cents off that for the standard stuff. It's $1.60 a litre, which is 90 cents a litre cheaper than it was when we were away.
Yeah, it's about $1.70, $1.80 at the moment here, which is down from 2 months ago.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Have fuel prices come down in the US, Ross?
It depends where you are.
Right.
I guess in terms of just dollar amount, it's the highest they've ever been, and of course it was when we were down in California. We were paying like between $6 and $6.50 a gallon. Divide by 4 more or less to get your liter price.
Yeah. I saw somebody posted $7.80 a gallon. That was the worst price I saw.
Well, there's all kinds of outliers who, they sell the gas as an afterthought, and they'll charge whatever. These are the places that are open at midnight when you're out of gas and you have no choice. Kind of thing.
That's right. Yeah.
But for us here in Oregon, it's around $4.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
So, anyhow,
All right. Your job here is done.
Yep, it's done. I assume Maddie's going to be quiet now as he flips through everything.
He hasn't been crowing about spelling mistakes yet, so...
No, I'm not that sort of person. That's what you pay editors for.
Well...
we won't answer that question. And hope Kathy isn't listening.
Yeah, Kathy, if you're listening, we love you. I piled a heap more on her plate yesterday and the day before too. So.
Well, good. But Don has the revised Commonwealth quadrant set box up, and it's looking good. And presumably, I'll get questions about filling out the card decks tomorrow.
Right.
And then we'll be done.
Is the Calistonian one done?
I haven't seen that. I just saw the Terran.
Right. Okay. So, I'm looking forward to seeing those tuck box covers. I want to see how those photos came out. So. Did he? Oh, he hasn't done the Calistonian one yet. So.
Yeah. No, he's
no
just
point in asking that question. Getting ahead of myself.
She got those. I think he has everything he needs. So.
Yeah, I didn't see any questions this morning. And I didn't look at my email. I had a phone update a couple of weeks ago, and it's stopped. Gmail has stopped giving me notifications on my phone. It's very annoying.
Well, I'm still a slave to Outlook, so.
If it works, it works.
Yep. Alrighty then, I will leave you guys to it, and I will be talking again shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we need to organise some kind of a celebration, whether it's virtual or not, because it's been a long road.
Yep. Alrighty.
Thanks, Ross.
Yep. See you later, Dan. Later, Maddie.
Cheers.
Well, there you go. You got your name in print finally on a released product?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Pretty damn good. Especially when you consider the range of activities that has my name listed against it. But, absolutely full credit to Todd, because he turned what was it was just a concept, and Ross is right, it was sort of probably a bit earlier than this time last year, so sort of 6 weeks ago, a year, well, at the time we were working on the RPG. We were talking about the RPG in the background and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh well, I can't really contribute much to the RPG. I can do miniatures and all that kind of stuff, but my bread and butter's wargaming, so I just knocked out a rough set of rules for Interceptor, and Todd picked them up and pointed out, rightfully so, that they were crap, but he then proceeded to kick them into shape and has been kicking them into shape ever since, and I think we've ended up with a very compelling, good, fun game. So, full credit to him. And he loves to put himself down, has self-deprecation pretty well owned, but he can actually write very, very well. And they're a nice, clearly written set of rules. So. Also, I think big thank you to Ross for stepping in and doing the project management, because he got voluntold for that.
Yeah, well, I suppose it'd still be potentially years away from completion, if not for Ross's expert assistance and management.
Well, yeah, he managed the project and he got the best out of us, and there were some interesting times. There was a point in time a few weeks, months ago, we were all pretty fed up with each other. There was also some life circumstances involved in that as well. So
Yeah, it's often the case, isn't it?
Hmm. Right, so these guys have got their basing material on them. So they're now going to go into the dehydrator.
You use a lot more water in your polyfiller to spread it around than I do.
Yes, because I have a dehydrator.
Dehydrator.
Right, so they'll go in there for half an hour at 35 degrees. The dehydrator goes to 70 degrees. I found to my cost that if you want to fast dry a model that's sitting on a nail that was stuck on the nail with hot glue, that 70 degrees is not a good idea.
Kind of destroys the glue.
Yeah. So here's an aspect that maybe people won't have seen, and that's pulling the super glue off the top of the nail.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, how often do you see cleanup in a miniature painting stream?
You don't. We're all about going beyond the veil today because it's an anniversary and we've just had a product launched. First impressions of the quality of the layout and the...
Well, I like that it's all in colour.
Yeah. Do you like the colours?
I do. It's very spacey.
So we'll call it Kevin Tish.
Yeah, not sure I would be wanting to do that exactly. Look, it's typeset in a font that's clear and easy to read. It's not too small. I mean, I haven't got a copy of the printed and bound book in front of me. I don't... it'll be A5 size. Yeah. Oh, I don't like Acrobat readers sometimes. All I want... there it is, actual size. Yeah, actual size. That's pretty readable. I'm not going to ruin my eyes reading it. Jesus, a decent sized book.
Should be 192 pages plus the PDF that you've got will be a bit longer than that because it'll have
213.
Yeah.
That's still a decent sized book, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, it's not a Bible, but do you really want to be carrying around a Bible while you're trying to play a game?
No, not really.
Exactly. Yeah, I like what I've seen so far, and I'm 20 some pages deep.
If you Do me a favour and flip to the back and have a look at the maneuver template and tell me what you think.
I think that'll be... Ooh. The, oh dear. The action test table is not the clearest thing in the world to read.
Right.
On the maneuver template in the back of the book.
Yeah.
But, you know, these things are going to happen. Plus, I presume the real maneuver template will not be sub A5 size.
Oh no, it's A4.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty close to
That'll
A4.
be much better.
Yeah. Right. I'm absolutely desperate, so I'm going to grab a drink. Hang on. I love that this mic is flip up to mute.
Yeah, it's a very handy feature.
Yep.
Up until the point where you brush your face and knock it backwards.
Yeah, I've done that more than once. So, that stuff's got 25 minutes to dry. The next unit's up for painting. I've got some high off personalities and some high off archers, so I'll dig the archers out and get them onto the nails. And these are going to take a little bit of cleanup because they've got a join between the bottom of the bow and the base. Presumably that's a thing to enable them to be moulded, cast more cleanly. So a little bit of cleanup required. Okay.
Oh, that's a handy feature.
What's that?
Within the Interceptor PDF, the index is hyperlinked. So you can click on your page number in the index and jump right to the page. I think.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. Reading book.
That's alright. I figured that's what you were doing. I have no problem with that.
Well, I could have picked a better time for it.
Ah. We've all been... looking forward to that for a long time.
Well, that's certainly true.
And Don's done a hell of a job.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to put the book away now. I've got plenty of time to read it.
You what?
I've got plenty of time to read it.
I was going to use a different rack. That one's got some tight spots. So.
I'm just going to fetch myself a beverage, though.
Good plan.
It'll probably be 20 minutes before I can drink it. Better start now.
Better start now.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Is that one in every pack that just refuses to stick?
Yeah. Better.
Yeah, it's weird. Happens to me too. Like, seriously, one in every pack just refuses to stick. Slides around, drops off its peg. So these are high elf.
High elf archers.
Archers, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit I've never really looked at the high elf range.
The elves are sort of mixed together on the web store. So now what we've got...
The dark elves, I like those.
Yeah, the dark elves are in a separate section.
Yeah.
So what we've got here is we've got a centaur. With a spear. That's actually very pretty.
Well, that'll make certain elements of the gaming community very happy.
Why's that?
Centaurs that are pretty.
Oh, okay. One
Stick cavalry riders on their backs.
scantily clad elven male.
Yeah.
One very bent sword blade on a female elf dancing.
I've just got the old Skyrim meme. Curved swords. Come back to mind.
Yeah, that one wasn't curved deliberately. So we've got a high elf. Looks like a dragon knight because he's got a dragon piece up on his helm. And I presume this is his arm, yes, and that is somehow, that's why. It's supposed to be the lance, but the lance is actually broken away. So we'll have to pin that.
Bugger.
Alright. Well, that's okay. And we've got high elf with sharp stick with impressive cape.
Oh, it's all about the capes.
It's all about the capes. Right. Get rid of that. Throw that away. Oh, we've got another high elf in a pair of overalls. So this one's got a copyright date on it of 1995. The horse is 1995. The centaur is 1993. So these were being sculpted the year I started my professional life, basically. And here I am, old, tired, broken down, sad specimen. So we knock that off so the front hoof is off the ground because it looks better. Right. Take that. Are you reading again?
Yeah, so hello again.
Hello. What happened there?
Me a drop out when you said that you had your start of professional life in '93, and I was thinking, geez, that makes you old, and it makes me feel old too.
I actually started professionally in '92, so I figure he was sculpting these around about sort of then. He's got dragon head boots. His boots are dragon heads as well. Righto. Clean
Are
this.
they the heads of actual dragons?
I
Like
wouldn't have
the
thought
baby
so.
ones that they've just decapitated and decided to use for footwear?
Stuck his feet in, yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm reminded of Mr. Burns and his See My Vest musical number.
right.
Save 2 for matching clogs. Singing about a puppy fur suit. Save 2 for matching clogs.
That's sort of a Cruella de Vil sort of thing, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, that whole episode was a parody of 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the Disney movie of it.
No.
Neither the live action nor the original cartoon. So I don't know the musical numbers.
Well, I mean, the best part about that film is Hugh Laurie.
Was he in it?
It's a bumbling bad guy.
I suppose it's a change from Stuart Little.
Well, what about House?
It's not like he hasn't done bumbling bad guys before.
No.
Prince George.
Probably used the wrong drill. How well is this going to go? Hmm.
So is that an actual broken in transit miniature, or
Yeah.
just multi-case?
No, it's broken in transit. You can see the rough area where the metal was supposed to be joined. You're not going to be able to see it now because I've drilled a hole through the middle of it, but there was a rough broken patch here where it had separated. So it had moulded in one piece and broken subsequently. So. This is why we have pin vices and drills and glue and...
Yeah, I was thinking I should add some of those to my collection of hobby tools at some point.
Yeah. So, grabbing a pin. So, a pair of cutters on pliers because cutters just don't cut it. Badum tish. So we knock the head end and the pointy end off. So now we've just basically got a piece of wire. With the point being that it's wire of a known diameter. And I think I'm going to have to go a bit deeper. So it's my opinion that pin vices are amongst the most useful things that there are.
Oh, I certainly see that they have their places, and I can think of a couple of model kit repair jobs where one would have come in handy.
And so to give you some idea of how useful I think they are, I've got 4.
All differing sizes.
Well, they've got
the bits,
different size drill bits in them at the moment. These your pin vise typically comes with 4 different chucks, so you've got a chuck with a couple of different sizes there, and the one that's actually holding the drill bit at the moment is obviously double-ended as well. So normally they'll take any size drill up to about 3.2 millimeters from virtually, a human hair. Not that drilling anything with a human hair is particularly useful, but then you get drill sets like this that have everything down to size 80, which is 0.0135 of an inch, which is very fine.
Well, that'd be like hetero scale bullet holes.
Yeah. I once drilled out all of the pins out of a set of track on a 35th scale Tiger model so that I could have tracks that would sag properly.
That's some dedication to your craft.
Yes, you and I spell idiocy slightly differently. especially when you consider that I never built the kit and gave it away.
Jeez.
Alright, I think we might have enough depth now. So what I want to do is I want to knock that off there. Can you believe I've been mucking about with this for half an hour?
Hasn't been that long.
Well, it has, because the dehydrator's just finished.
But you were doing other things as well during that half an hour. You
Mm.
glued your arches, you cleaned them up, etc., etc.
Yeah, right. Okay, so there's the pin. So the question is that how should the ribbons work? Probably like that. So, blob of glue on the hand. Try not to flick pin onto the floor. So pin into the glue. Another blob of glue on pin. Rest of that like that. And now we have a single arm with a lance on it. Now, should it be couched or raised? What do you think?
I honestly don't have a preference.
It's going to be easier to paint if it's at sort of 3/4 mast. So I might just do that. So fill the socket. Bit of Insta-set on the other side. Oh, no way. That's already set. Wow. There was enough Insta-set residue on the model from my fingers that it's set.
Potent stuff.
Yep. Does what it says on the tin. So that's what he's going to look like. And he's so big, he makes the warhorse look like a pony.
Sure you don't want to put him on the Centaur's back?
Maybe. That's prematurely set again. Having a few problems.
All these things you won't see on regular old miniature painting streams.
Yes. He does not fit on that horse. That is hilarious. Alright, so now we're going to drill him up the Kyber so I can put him on a pin to paint him. Right, get the bag of mounted pins out. That one will do. Blob of glue over hole. Night on stick. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nails. Clear some space. Right. Ow! That is super sharp.
Sharp enough to get through metal, I imagine, and do a number on flesh.
Oh, it's the spike on the horse's head. Can you see the...
Same thing, though.
Oh,
What's the point of sticking a spike on a horse's head?
if it isn't spiky.
Yeah.
So there was this thing...
Battle.
When I got into gaming, there was this thing. There was a guy who was considered the best army painter in Melbourne at the time. I really can't remember his name. But he used to replace spears. You know, he was painting Ancients armies for people at the League of Ancients, and they used to replace spears with piano wire because the piano wire is stiff and the metal spears were not. Anyhow, there was more than one injury from somebody picking up a stand of these Ancients and getting piano wire up under the fingernails.
Ooh.
Oh, guess we're doing that one again. What was that? About one per packet?
Yeah.
So here we go. That's those all sort of prepped. So we'll give them a kick with the airbrush primer later. Pull the dag off the glue bottle before I put the lid on it, or I'll glue the lid to it, which would be bad.
Done once or twice.
I don't mind it if there's only, a millimetre of glue left in the bottom of it. This one's only half used. So.
Yeah, I found getting those last couple drops out of a bottle.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll rip these back out of the dehydrator. Oh, don't turn it back on, you idiot. It's quite sensitive. Okay, so now the question is what to base them. So I think I'll go back to...
Just before you head too far down that garden path, I'll tell you it's just coming up on 10 o'clock.
Right, so wasted so much time mucking about with those other stuff. Well, happy birthday to the live stream.
Let's all eat some cake.
Yeah, I'll go out to the freezer and get some.
Frozen cake.
Frozen chocolate cake.
I do kind of want some donuts.
Donuts.
Nothing.
Joe has gone out, so maybe I should put donuts on the list because she'll be at the shops.
Wouldn't you putting it on the list now mean she doesn't get it until she comes back, or do you have some sort of app where you sync up over multiple devices?
We do.
Clever.
Electronic grocery lists.
Clever idea.
Yep. Been using it for a few years. Works very, very well. Well, works well when I think to put things on the list that we need.
Cartons of Coke.
No. See, I just order 10 cases at a time and get them delivered, because trying to get her to put 10 cases of Coke in the back of the car, that's tantamount to domestic abuse.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but when we get down to 1 or 2 cases in the storeroom, I just order another batch, and it doesn't matter when they turn up. So, I can order them with a week or a week and a half's lead time. It's all good.
I was just thinking, you're saying it's domestic abuse. For me, that's 9 a.m. to 9:15 on an average working day.
Yes.
But I got the shoulders for
it. Thanks, Maddie. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for your friendship and good times. Let's see if we can...
The question for me is, what am I going to do with the rest of my day? Am I going to finish basing miniatures, or am I going to edit audio?
I would recommend, just personally, but this is just me, to try and achieve as little as possible.
Alright, I'm going back to bed.
Good plan. Great plan.
Take care of yourself, Dan.
Thanks, Maddie.
Congratulations on everything.
I'm very chuffed about Interceptor. I really am. So yeah, do please, while you're achieving absolutely nothing, do please have a deeper read, and some feedback would be appreciated.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, folks. See you next week.